Hi, good evening everybody. In this video, let's take a look at the Sabres cap next year and the year after. See if we can make sense of it. Coming up. All right guys, I want to do a video on this. I was looking at some of our cap, our numbers and where we're headed and where we're going to be, because we know that Pegula will max out the cap if it means the team's winning. We know this. That's not the issue isn't that way. The issue with why the cap got so low and why we were so damn underpaid, okay, is that I don't blame Pegula for being fed up putting out the max money every year for no product on the ice. So I can't blame him there as an owner. I just can't. Even if he screwed up a lot, doesn't matter. This is about numbers and money. And I think if we look at that logically, which I'm going to try to do, I'm just going to wing it with you guys. I cut out the clips of what the forwards are making, the defensemen are making. I didn't put the goalies because there is no goalies that we're looking at right now, really. I mean, it's going to be minimum contracts anyway. So let's take a look at this, okay? And we'll try to make sense of it best way possible, because I do believe that we can get players cheaper. I'm seeing numbers tossed out there that don't make any sense. So we can't be going, guys, and just because somebody has a good season, think about paying them $9 or $10 million bucks. No. Move them then. Even Tage Thompson, I'll say it. I'll go on record saying, no way, Jose. No. We never go there again, ever. We've seen how we suffered with the Skinner contract, and we're still going to suffer with it because it's too much. It's too much for one big season. Skinner's season was bigger than Tage's season. Let's be honest, it was. Yes, he was on the benefit of being with Eichel and all this, but still, let's take a look at it. There is the clip. Now, let's just look at the 22-23. Let's just look at this summer, okay? Let's try and be logical here. We'll just look at the forwards for now. Olofsson's an RFA. You know, we've got Okposo in his last year of his deal. Skinner will... God, he still has 5 more full years of $9 million left. That's a lot. All right, so Okposo has 1 more year left. Tuch, very solid contract. There's proof right there. You don't have to pay the big bucks in the world to get top-notch talent. You just have to be, a very steady player that shows up night after night, which we have now. We have some. So let's look at this. Okay, so Olofsson's RFA. If we're going to keep Olofsson, guys, I don't see him getting a raise. I'll tell you right now. If we raise this guy, we're out of our minds. We're out of our minds. I think Olofsson, we might move him in the offseason. So I'm going to keep going down. Middlestad's under a friendly deal. That's good. 2.5. That's fine. That's something I can live with. Cody Eakin, I think will be moving, or moving away from, I should say. Girgensons will be in his last year of 2.2, and even the year after. We'll talk about that in a sec. Bjork, I could see us moving, because that is not a very expensive contract for some teams. Maybe go for it, I mean, it might just be, guys, that we get like a 6th round or something, and I'm not holding my breath there. Tage, that's the big one. We're going to talk about it in a sec. Keep moving down. Hinostroza. Now, that's a bit of a tough one. Hinostroza we want to keep. We want to keep. The truth is he's worth more than $1 million in this market. He's worth more than $1 million. I'm thinking guys like Girgensons' money, 2.2, 2.5, 2.2, round there, All right, looking back. Cousins is still in his entry level. Krebs in his entry level. Asplund, I can see us moving. They might be patient because of his paycheck, guys. Of his paycheck. His paycheck is low. So we'll have to see, but it depends on who we want to get in the lineup. Hayden, he's UFA. I could see Hayden still signing again at league minimum, maybe a bit more, maybe a bump just to give him a raise, that kind of thing. Let's go back to the top now. Let's go to 23-24 now. Skinner, moving on. Okposo. Now, if he sticks around, guys, I could see him getting a minimum deal. I think Okposo would be very open-minded to playing for $1 million bucks a year if he gets to stay in Buffalo. Really, he likes it here. So I don't think that's an issue. Tuch, of course, under that friendly contract. Olofsson, we don't know. We have no clue yet what's going to happen there. And Middlestat will still be at 2.5. Hopefully looking for, deserving of a raise, hopefully by that point. That's what we want. Girgensons, again, I could see him maybe taking about the same money, maybe a bit less. That's a tough one. If he stays, guys, that's a big if. He might not be in our long-term plans. I don't know what they're thinking. It's 2 full years away. Well, really a full, the end of this year and next season. Really, it's not. No, it's a little over a year away, I should say. Anyway, Bjork, I'm guessing, will be gone, to be honest. Now, here's the big one, Tage Thompson. Tage Thompson's having, of course, a stellar season. We all know this, okay? He's having an amazing season. He's going to have a 30-goal season. He's a big 6'7" centerman. I know all the details you guys love about him, but guys, no at 9 or 10 million. No, absolutely no. If we go that route, okay, we're going back into the same trap again where we're going to have to lose guys like other teams do because we have too many guys making too much. No, there has to be a time where one of the guys says, you know what, if I'm making 6 or 7, I mean, I'm not exactly poor, come on, really. People think that automatically greed should be considered. No, why should it be? No, I think we can get him for far less than 9 or 10. No, I'm thinking 6, 7. It depends. And I'm thinking 5-year deal, 6-year deal. I'm not thinking 8, really. I mean, I would be cool if they locked him in for 8, but at what cost? Absolutely no, at 8 or 10 million. No, thanks. Way too high risk, sorry. I've been burned before with the 1-year thing with Skinner. No. So we have to be smart there. We have to have an economic contract where we're making him rich, but it's team friendly when it comes to the cap. There has to be both parties in this. Hinostroza, hopefully will get locked in this year. And Cousins will be RFA. So there we go. We'll know by then, Cousins might take a bridge deal. We'll have to see how he pans out the next year, the year or two from now. We'll have to see. At the end of this year, then he's got that one more year. Let's hope Cousins puts a good year together next year. Krebs will still be in his entry level. And Asplund, I have no clue. I don't think he'll be around. I honestly don't. And I think, of course, we'll have Hayden locked in by then because I'm guessing Hayden's going to stay. That's kind of what I see, guys, with the forwards. The big one to worry about is Tage Thompson, obviously. It's the big one to worry about. But hopefully Tage is going to be not one of those guys that all of a sudden thinks he's worth $10 million. God, I hope it doesn't come to that because then we're being put into a corner. I don't want that. I don't want that from any player, even if I like them. Let's look at the blue liners. Here we go. Okay, this at the end of this year, you could see for 2022-2023, Dahlin's locked in. Colin Miller, I could see sticking around. I could. At what cost? Probably something, I'm guessing, less than what he's making now. I'm guessing. I could see 3.5. I could see that. But I could also see him moving on. Butcher, I think he's going to move on. Jokiharju, we got a friendly deal there. Samuelson, we'll talk about it in a sec. Pysyk, I could see him staying again for league minimum. He seems to like it here. I could see Pysyk staying for sure. Bryson, up in the air with, guys. I really am. I'm not sure what to think of Bryson. He's good. He's good. He's still very young. We know he's a speedster, but the lack of size can maybe be compensated with the bigger defensemen in the core that are coming up. With like Samuelson and Owen Power, of course. And Fitzgerald will still be in his entry level next season. So now let's take a look at 2023 and the 2024. Dahlin still locked in. We will probably, if he continues to develop, be looking at a big contract there. Colin Miller, we're not sure. Will Butcher, we're not sure. Yokiharu, I'm guessing will still be a Sabre. He is the one guy I wouldn't be shocked if they moved him, but we will see. He's still under contract. So only Dahlin and Yokiharu are under contract for those years. And of course, Owen Power will be also. You got to remember that as well. Matthias Samuelsson will be looking at a raise, and I can't tell you what his ceiling will be. I just don't know. We'll have to see him next year when he plays a full season. Pysyk, we will find out this summer. Bryson, we will find out this summer. And Fitzgerald, I think, is going to stick around the organization. Yeah, I do. He won't be making a ton, though. It's kind of the way I see it, guys. You know, the big ones, without a doubt, will be in the next 2 years is going to be Tage. So I'm hoping that we don't pay through the roof and pay silly money where it just rubs me the wrong way, that somebody has to get greedy and think that they're going to make all this money when most of us could make 1 year of their salary and not only take care of ourselves, take care of our future generations almost. Come on, like these guys make a ton of money, a ton. So the good news is, worst case scenario, and Tage wants way too much, then we move him. But we can get a ton back for him. That's the thing. We could get a ton back for him at that point. Unless, guys, next year is an average season and he has like 22 goals or something, right? We don't know yet, so we have to see. But Tage will be the big one, not this summer, the summer after. We'll have to watch. And if I was Adams, what I would do, and I'm going to close on this, if I was Adams, what I would do with Tage is I'd try to sign him to an extension this season, before he goes into next season, because the potential's there for him to get even better. And lock him in, I would say, honestly, 6 years at like $6 million, 6.5, 7. 6 to 7 would kind of be the sweet spot with this guy. Going any higher? No, not for one good season. Absolutely no. But if he wants security, we're going to offer it to him. And if he turns it down, then he has to produce next year, and things can go wrong, as we all know in a contract season with players. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I got one more coming your way. I'll see you then.